Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. When we work with the VA, obviously they're not going to get it right all the time. And in some cases, there could be some collateral damage in the form of debts for you to pay back to the VA. Now, I wanted to talk through this a little bit, whether it's a debt that you agree with or it's a debt you disagree with, as well as how to pay it and how to request financial help or to actually dispute the charges. So let's jump into it. This is an important thing to understand and know. So please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Those things help YouTube know to send this on to others. The more you watch it, the more that it pushes it on as well. If you want to support the channel in other ways, consider being a member. Thank you so much to all you members. I do my best to get back to you in the comments. All right, so let's jump into this. It's never a fun thing to talk about. This is definitely not glittery or glamorous in any way, and you know, it's definitely not boosting your rating and getting more money, but here we are nonetheless. So managing your debt for VA benefit overpayments and copay bills. So that separates it out into kind of two different categories, if you will. Overpayments, they happen. Copays can happen. They can add up. A couple kind of ideas here to kind of think about on how this can come into reality for somebody is, let's say you forget to take your dependent child off of your compensation amount, and then over the years, finally it gets taken care of, and then that becomes an overpayment, right? Because you didn't take them off when you were supposed to. Or if you got a divorce and you didn't take your spouse off, you know, these are small things in the moment that you don't really maybe think about, and you just kind of keep moving on, and it can come back and bite you. Same thing with being in the reserves or the National Guard. You could potentially receive both your DOD money and your VA money, and thus create an overpayment and have to pay back the VA. Same thing with early outs from the military. In some cases, the VA will not allow you to have compensation until you repay that debt, and sometimes they don't catch it up front and they find out later, and then they rip it back from you. So let's move on. So on the VA's website here, it says review your current VA benefit debt or copay bill balances online. So that's a good piece to know, that you can review that stuff online and find out how to make payments or request help. Now, on this page, there is a whole host of different things, from stuff with regard to natural disasters, and even requesting that assistance in the debt management. So here it goes on to say, who can sign in to manage debt online? At this time, only veterans and service members can actually utilize that tool to review their benefit overpayments and copay bills online. So right now, service members and veterans can do that. Moving on, what you can do when you sign in. There's 4 bullet points here. You can check the amount and the status of your VA debt related to your VA disability compensation, non-service connected pension, or educational benefits. So it's important to understand the vast things that you can look at. There's 3 more bullet points. You can check the amount and status of copay bills at each VA health facility where you receive care. For some of us, there might only be one VA location for health care. It might be a clinic, and it might be an hour away, right? So you really only have maybe one option. Other people might have, you know, 3 or 4 clinics within an hour's circle, and a VA medical center as well. So, or maybe you moved around. In any case, you can view all of those wherever you have received care. Next bullet, find out how to make payments or request help. And lastly, download copay billing statements. So if you wanted to make a payment, and believe me, I know nobody enjoys doing that, but if you want to make a payment, we'll talk about that. We're also going to get to the requesting financial assistance or the waiver of the debt as well. So make a payment now, avoid late charges, interest, and collection actions, because sounds to me like the VA can become a debt collector. You can pay your full balance or request help by the due date on the collection letter or billing statement. You can make a payment online For VA benefit debt includes debt related to VA disability compensation, non-service connected pension, or education benefits. For copay bills include bills for services at VA facilities or in-network community providers. All right, moving on. How do you repay a benefit debt by phone or mail? Okay, well, pay by phone is probably going to be your easiest bet, even probably easier than doing it online if you don't mind talking to people. So pay by phone, you can call the VA at 800-827-0648. They're there Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 7 p.m., 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Or you can do it by mail, and I'll try to get that into the description. If not, there will be a link to this page that you can jump to. So you can also pay your VA copay bills in these three ways. You can call by phone to, it's a different phone number for copay bills. That phone number is 888-827-4817. There's also a pay in person option. You can go to the VA health facility that sent you the bill and ask for the cashier's office, it states. Or you can also mail it in, and again, I'll try to get that in there. So here we go to an important part. Request financial help or dispute charges. Okay, this is important for you to understand that there's even an option for this. So requesting financial help or disputing the charges. If you're struggling to pay your VA debt or copay bills, they're there to help you, is what it says. We'll see. We'll work with you to find a replacement plan or other option, or excuse me, a repayment plan or other option. If you think the debt is an error, you can dispute the debt. There's a hyperlink. I click on that, and it takes us to request help with VA debt for overpayments and copay bills. Now, financial status report form is going to be needed, and that form is VA form 5655. And again, my suggestion always is, look, if you're in this world, if you're in this realm, don't do it alone. There's accredited representation out there. Go work with an accredited representative in your neck of the woods who can help you make sure that your T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, and you're completing everything. So for this VA form 5655, it says here, is this the form I need? Well, it moves on to say, this form is for veterans or service members who need help with debt related to VA benefit overpayments or health care copays. Answer a few questions to find out if this is the form you need. If not, we'll guide you to the best way. To get help. If you already know this is the form you need, you can go to the form now. So it has the form that you can click on, which is super great. And then actually, which is pretty nice, it says, what is this debt related to? And I'm just going to read this to you so you can understand where you can kind of go with this. It has the little circle radio buttons that you can click on which one is you. So what is the debt related to? VA disability compensation, education, or pension benefits? Or is it VA healthcare copay bills? Or is it separations pay? Or is it attorney fees? Or is it Rogers STEM program? Or is it Vet Tech program? So you would click on that and you would continue to answer questions in order to drive you to the appropriate form or information, which is pretty fantastic. It's pretty intuitive. I actually like this, and I'll try to do my best to get those in the links. If not, you can you can Google search VA debt overpayments, copays, debt relief, anything like that, and it should drive you to these pages. All right, so with that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.